What's up, everybody? Mini Golf Frank here. I have a special, very special treat for you today. I am in Hastings, Sussex, England, and this is Hastings Adventure Golf. We have 3 courses: Crazy Golf, which will be the home of the World Crazy Golf Championships; Adventure Golf, which I don't have much experience playing; and Pirate Golf, which I played on the course twice for the British Open. Let's kind of pan the camera around so you can see. We are right next to the English Channel. That's the English Channel out there in the background. All right, and this is the old town of Hastings. Okay, look, you can see the windmill. That's lane number 5. All the homes, the cliffs. If you look at the very top of the cliff right there, the camera, that's actually the Hastings Castle ruins. You can go tour that. £6.25. It's a great deal. I went there yesterday. It's absolutely fantastic. Great way to kill a couple of hours of time. All right, this is the entire complex. All right, there's the Adventure Golf, and there's a little bit of the Pirate Golf. Way out in the background, you can barely see the top of a roller coaster. They actually have amusement rides here as well. I have a roller coaster, go-kart tracks. Absolutely fantastic place to come. Bring your family. I highly recommend it. Love this place, love this place. All right, so we're gonna get started with a tour of Crazy Golf, right? Crazy Golf starts right here. And we're gonna get straight into it. Okay, so I spent a little bit of time out here yesterday. So I don't have the course quite mastered yet, but I'm gonna try to do my best here to describe everything to you. So here's lane number 1. All right, this lane plays uphill. It doesn't, it's very hard to tell on the camera, but it's uphill, and this carpet is very similar to what we use in putt-putt. And this hole plays very, very fast. So you can see there's a metal ring in the hole, but the hole has a slight mounding to it as well. Making shots that go straight into the front door, it's quite difficult to make this ace. And there's quite a bit of danger, because if you hit the ball slightly too hard, which I'm going to demonstrate a few shots here. If you hit the shot slightly too hard, it will come all the way back into those little bunker areas. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate lane number 1 to you and kind of show you some of the different features of this hole. So basically, you want to start from kind of the center of the left center of the tee. There is a template that's used here. So there's a very faint line that I can still see. Basically, you want to start from left to center. And just get the ball. See, the ball wants to go from left to right. So ball just going from left to right, right? So that's the front door shot. Now, I made it look easy. However, if you were to hit it slightly too hard, say you jam one and hit it too hard, this is what could happen. All right, so that ball's going to trickle all the way out. I really didn't hit it quite that hard, right? So balls can, and you can see here that there's a little bit of a mounding around the hole. Shots from down here and come up to the hole, and then they'll stop and come back a little bit. So that's a little bit about lane number 1. Like I said, if your ball's going a little bit past the hole and you miss, it's going to trickle back all the way down there. Now, it is possible to get the ball to go back behind the hole, and then it will actually turn around and come back. So that one did not touch the wall. So it wants to turn around and come back. So this is quite a little challenging hole. Now, there is possibilities for you, if you want to lay up, where you can go into the corner like this. Just kind of go into the corner and play it around that way. But even if you miss, that's the problem, is if you hit it slightly too hard, you're going to have a ball that tracks out here. So that's, kind of showing you a little bit of the severity of the slope. And even that one's going to come back a little bit. If you don't make it to the hole on this one, I can see people, laying up, especially if you're doing great and you have a great round. And if the wind, like today, the wind's actually blowing, back down towards the tee. So it's going to make this whole play extremely dangerous. And now we're going to move on to lane number 2. Okay, here we are in lane 2, and I'm going to start this one off by saying I apologize to the Hastings golf staff for this brutally honest review I'm about to give of this lane, but you really messed this up. All right, so this lane had been changed this year. I've only played around this course once, so it was a little bit different in the past. Can't really, it's hard to describe. But basically you have 2 pipes. You have a severe upslope here. Okay, so you have a severe upslope. There's a little channel. If you don't get it high enough, it'll drop down into this box, and it drops down into the green, into this flat area, and that's where the cup sits. All right, so the object here is to get it into the right cup. Okay, just get it into the right cup. Now I'm just gonna throw a ball down there just so you can see. All right, so just get it into the right cup, and then it tracks out, and that happens. There was a channel in here that came out, and the ball had a very high percentage chance of making an ace, but they have flattened it, and they did a horrendous job. Once again, I apologize to the Hastings golf staff. I know you guys work hard to making these courses great, but you messed this one up. It's very poorly executed, and I'm going to show you guys why. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to get it into the right pipe. There is a little, it's kind of a box area that gets divided right here. All right, so you have the hill that slopes this way for this one, and the hill slips it that way. So it's quite a big box area for you to get it in. And I feel like the easiest way for you to keep it in the box is you start from the left side. There's a very faint line here. That's the template that they use. So I'm all the way in the corner, and then I'm trying to get the ball to bounce off of right at the top of the hill to give myself the best chance to keep it in that box. So, right, so just bang it up there, let it swing around, and it goes in the hole, and then you hope something good happens. Okay, so that one was actually an ace. The reason why it's poorly executed is this can be an ace or a 4 very easily, depending on where you end up in the green. All right, so just bang it up there, get it around, and it is possible for it to stop because there are metal rings. So I have no idea where that one ended up. All right, so just bang it up there, get it swinging around, use the entirety of the box. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys in real time what happened to those 3 shots. The first one went in, the second one, or the third one's a little bit short, and the second one's the one that rolled out here. The reason why this is very terribly executed is the green down here has been hammered, and the carpet has been hammered down. All right, and one moment here while I get the camera set up, because I'm going to show you guys in real time what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, so you have a little drop pocket where the channel used to be. The outline is there, right? When your ball gets back here, this putt is not too bad, right? So this putt, you just pretty much play it in, but you see how that ball snapped. Look at that. The putts from back here in this corner aren't too bad, but even putting through this channel, right? And the ball can stay there. It doesn't, it's just very, very poorly executed. Now the real issue is when your ball shoots out and you come back here, the ball breaks like 5 different ways. And I barely touched it. Right? So you just literally is tapping it down there and hoping something good happens. And this is the reason, and look at that thing track out. It's just this ball, this literally can be a 1 or a 4, depending on which part of the green you get into. All right, so I'm here back into the channel from this area. It was so poorly executed that it went from a shot that, you know, you had a pretty good chance of making an ace. It didn't go in every time, but you had a pretty good chance of making an ace. And now if you get caught in the wrong areas, you might as well just lay up and try to take a 3. So unfortunately I have to spend a little bit extra time on hole 2, but I have to do the honest review. All right, so we got a couple of UK players out here. We have Paul Tutt, Tim Levis, and his son Freddie, or Novus. And another player there I've never met before, his name is David. So I'm just gonna let them play on lane 4 while I start here on show you guys a little bit about lane 3. So lane 3 is pretty flat. You have this vertical, block here in the center of the lane that's guarding the shot going into the front. And there's also a little drop-off area on the left. I'll toss the ball out there so you can kind of see it. All right, so there's a little drop-off area down there, but that's pretty much out of play as far as the professional player is concerned. And the hole just kind of sits right in the middle of the square area. So the shot that I'm going to show you is a left banking shot. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to get behind the hole. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a better angle. There we are. All right, so I play a left banking shot. It's kind of hard to describe exactly what I'm aiming at, but there's a little bit of randomness because the borders aren't perfectly smooth. But if you generally hit the right area, you have, the full cup to work with. So I'm pretty much starting center of the tee in relationship to the block, right? So straight back along this carpet line. Makes it easy to remember. Okay, and then, pretty much what I'm trying to do is just kiss it off the left bricks. It's kind of like that, and the ball swings over to the right. I hit that one a little bit too soft. But the ball swings a little bit, breaks a little bit to the right. Some other players try to go very close to the block, but the carpet being new, that's probably a little bit too firm. Oh, I got it. So yeah, so this is what I'm trying to do, right? So center tee, right along this carpet line, and just get it kissing off the bricks, just kind of like that. And the ball, like I said, it wants to swing over to the right. So I'm using the slope here to help me. I'll try to show you the other shot. So that one was a little bit too early on the rail, too soon, and a little firm. But the par putts from back there aren't too bad. So the other shot that players are trying to play, it just doesn't seem to work very well. You're starting and you're trying to get the ball to be very, very close to this obstacle, but not touch it with the perfect pace, right? That the ball just stays, and it'll go up there and it'll start to funnel a little bit to the right, but it just wants to hang left. And that's the reason why I don't like playing this shot. So you're trying to get it through there, and the ball will just hangs there. It hangs there, and you run out of room. You can't play, in American golf tournaments, you can play the entirety of this whole box. But in British tournaments, there's a template, like I described before, where it's basically this shape, and you can see the remnants of the line. So that's the reason why I know where to place the ball. It just wants to fight left, right? It just wants to fight to the left. And you just got to have the perfect weight, and it might tip in, and that one's right next to the hole. But that's basically how you play lane number 3. I choose to go to the left side. I have not experimented at all with the right side, so I'm not sure with that. All right, going to be moving on to lane number 4. Okay, so here we are, lane number 4. Very straightforward hole. So basically, there's a carpet line that runs right along the middle of the lane. And I'm teeing my ball up just on the left side of that. You want to keep the pace up a little bit because the ball doesn't roll perfectly straight. It kind of zigzags along. So you just want to get the ball basically aiming just kind of like on the left lip, inside the left of the cup. Like I said, keep your pace up. If you don't keep the pace up, you can see it's very slow. This is newer carpet. You keep the pace up on it. Just don't be afraid to hit it. Ball's wanting to turn a little bit left. But yeah, you start just right here in the center and just try to keep it as close to the center of the cup as you can. But you got to keep the pace up. Keep the pace up. The ball wants to leak off. There you go. All right, so you can see the ball just doesn't roll perfectly smooth. And if you get it a little bit off, just like that, without enough pace, it wants to turn off one way or the other. Just don't be afraid to hit it. Just smash it in there. It will accept it. It's a plastic cup, and there's quite a nice little lip of the carpet there. So there's a bumper here, and here that it will accept a shot that's a much faster pace. And there's really not too much danger back here because even if you lip out, right, the ball's generally going to end up, you know, maybe here and maybe there, you know, so that's barely 2 steps away from the hole. So don't be afraid to be aggressive on lane number 4. Give it a good chance to send it straight down the center. There's a line here. You're going to see it when you come. Just send it right down the left center of that line. And that ball will generally track and stay right in line with the hole. And we're going to move on to lane number 5. Okay, so here we are, lane number 5. And one of the reasons why this is the crazy course is you have crazy obstacles just like this. You have a windmill, and yes, those blades do come very close to the carpet and they will stop your ball. So you'll go underneath the windmill, and the hole sits right in the center of this kind of cross area. And the danger on this hole, the critical part is your speed. The direction really isn't that important, but the speed is, because if your ball can go all the way back there, and that's actually probably a solid 10 feet back past the hole. And the carpet plays very fast. This is an older carpet, so it does play very, very fast, right? So, and then the other thing too is you cannot use the entire tee underneath, the entire width underneath the windmill, because there are some wooden foundations there. So you have a smaller area. It's not tiny, but you have a smaller area to hit. You have to go through this, you know, not to the dead center. You probably have about 2 feet worth of room to go through. But like I said, the critical part of this hole is the speed. So I'm going to show you 2 different camera angles here. I'm going to show you one from the tee so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm actually looking at the blades for my timing. I don't even look at the ball. I don't recommend that, but I'm not even looking at the ball when I hit it, just to make sure that I have the proper timing. All right, so I'm going to show you 2 different camera angles, one from the tee and then one from behind, so you can kind of see where the balls end up. Okay, so here we are from the tee angle. And there's a little divot out here that I set the ball next to for my alignment spot. And there's a dark carpet line out here that I'm aiming at. So the ball should be traveling somewhere in this track. All right, so the ball generally breaks slightly right to left if you have a very slow speed. So the timing here is, once the blade gets to this point, I'm hitting the shot. Once the blade reaches like right here, that's the timing that I want. And like I said, I'm not even looking at the ball. I'm lining it up first. I'm gonna make sure that I have the right aim. And then once I get myself set, right, I'm actually looking at the blades. I'm looking at the blades. And I just have a feel that I want to repeat. That was actually a really good shot. There is a metal ring on this hole, so getting the ace is a little bit more difficult, but the speed is the important part. It's all about the speed. Oh, I just lipped out on the left side, but that was a little bit too fast. And you're going to see when I take the camera down there that the difference between the first and the second shots wasn't very much. It's all about the speed. It's generally better to be a little bit softer than hard. All right, so those are 2 out of 3 of those are really good shots. I'm going to keep you live here and show you. So like I said, 2 out of 3 of these were quite good, and players would be quite happy with that result. And the third one, I'm going to show you a few shots here from behind the hole so you can kind of see, you know, just how far away the ball can get, right? So this is about halfway in between the hole and the back rail, right? So this is 2, 3, a little bit more than 4 steps for me away. And the metal ring makes this, you gotta make sure that you just get that ball going, because it's very simple. Somebody gets all the way back here and it's so fast that if you just miss it a little bit, watch that ball take off. All right, so that might have even left your camera screen. You know, and I did not hit that ball very hard. So this hole plays very, very fast. Like I said, and you know, if you start to, and it just swings away from the hole. So if you don't be careful with your speed on the first shot, you know, I would definitely suggest, if you end up all the way back here in this corner or back straight behind the hole, I would do everything I can to just lay the ball up and take a 3. and just move on. Right, just lay it up as close as you can to the hole. This is definitely something I'm going to practice once, you know. Right, so just lay it up. Hope it goes in, but keep it. Look at that thing roll out. I am barely touching it. Just lay it up, and there's a little ridge. There's a ridge around here, so the ball's going to veer off to the left or to the right. All right, so you want to do everything you can to try to keep that ball as close as you can to the cup on your first shot. As long as you can master that, you'll be okay on lane number 5. Moving on to lane 6. Okay, so here's lane 6. So you go from the dangerous lane 5 to a very makeable lane 6. All right, so this has newer carpet, so this one plays a little slower. It's very flat from the tee to the hole. And then there's a little bump, like a little speed bump behind the hole that kind of, you know, guards it for shots that are a little bit too fast. That makes the par putts a little tricky from being back there. Okay, so here we are, lane 6. There's actually not really a perfect way you can play this. It's a very good ace from multiple positions on the tee. So I'm going to show you a couple of different positions on the tee. So my preferred shot is just left of the teeing area here, and then there's another shot you can play from over here. And players will find that this hole is very, very makeable. The hole breaks ever so slightly from right to left, and the tendency is for the ball to miss on the left side with a slower pace. So I'm basically aiming around the right edge of the cup. Let's get the ball sent it on its way. And it's a plastic cup, and it will accept the shot, even if you hit a little bit firmer. Same thing from over here, right? Oh, that one actually didn't go. It started to want to go back left a little bit. But see, you can use the little speed bump as well. So same thing here, same on the right, but you'll see how this ball wants to pull to the left. Once it gets past this part, right here, the ball wants to pull to the left. So generally, whatever shot you decide to select on this one, you're basically just wanting to aim somewhere off the right edge and to let the carpet just kind of pull the ball back over to the hole. So you can even use the backstop too a little bit to keep it close. All right, so oh, that one lipped out. Yeah, you can play it basically anywhere on the tee, aiming somewhere around the right lip, and the ball will find a way to go in. And that's the gist of lane number 6. So I'll show you a little bit here. If you do hit one a little bit too hard and you end up over the hill here, these putts can actually be incredibly tricky. So you just want to barely creep it over the top of the hill and get it in. If you hit a little bit too fast and you miss, right, the carpet's newer, but that's how far back it'll go. And if you come straight behind the hole, just get the ball creeping over the top of that hill. And that's the gist of hole number 6. All right, moving on to lane number 7. This is the second dangerous hole. Well, the third dangerous hole. 2, 5, and 7 are the 3 dangerous holes. You go up the ramp, okay, up the ramp, and then it goes slightly downhill. Now there is a pipe, but for the tournament, you have to go around the sides. So they block that off. All right, so you drop down the ledge. The ball drops down into this plateau area, bounces off the back wall, and back into the cup. The reason why it's dangerous is the putts around the hole are not very easy, and the carpet's very, very fast. So you want to try to hit a shot with the right speed to drop off the ledge, tap off the back brick at a slow pace, and just get it to barely get towards the hole. So I'm going to try to demonstrate that for you. All right, so lane number 7. You can go around the left side or the right side. I prefer to go around the right side. I haven't really learned how to do the left side. The green, once you get up here, right, so you can kick off here, kick off the back, right, and it slopes in, and it will trickle all the way out. The problem is getting the exact bounce off of here to get that perfect rollout is insanely hard to do. So I play a safer shot with a less chance. I shouldn't say it's a less chance. I play a safer shot from the right side for me, but I will try to demonstrate the left shot. I made it look easy by just dropping the ball out there, but it's really not that easy. Because if you just hit it a little bit too soft, then you end up back up against the rail. All right, if you hit it a little bit firmer than that. So that one went in. But then you start getting some random bounces. Those are too perfect speed, and that's fine. But you can also go around the right side where you don't even touch the rail. And so you don't have to worry about that having a random kick, which to me, I try to take the randomness out of the shot. All right, so I'm starting from the right side, basically at the line where the template's going to be. And I'm just running the ball up there without even touching the back. That was a little bit too fast. Could go in though. Actually, that worked out great. You can see I'm using the slope up here that sends the ball to the left. It gets the ball, kicking off of there, and the ball will generally, always end up somewhere in this area. It can go in on occasion. So the left side might be a slightly better ace possibility, but to me, the right side is a safer play. And I don't want to do anything silly on this one to try to, so I hit that one a little bit too fast. You really want to get the ball swinging over there. All right, so there you go. Just like that. So you have a good chance, you have a decent chance to make an ace from the right side as well. But the ones from back here, look how I'm standing, right? So you only get 20 centimeters. So you have this crazy stance if you decide and the ball turns to the left with the metal ring, it makes it quite difficult. So whatever you do, keep your speed excellent on this one. Get the ball generally within this little box, and you'll be all right on lane number 7. Okay, here's lane number 8. This is our second moving obstacle. So you have the windmill on 5 and the water wheel on hole 8. Now, the key to the water wheel is the white colored boards are the ones that you want to watch out for. The green colored boards do not reach to the carpet. The ball rolls underneath the green ones. The white ones will stop it. So you have to time it properly for the white ones. So just get it underneath the white ones, basically in the center of, this says new carpet. So basically playing center of the lane, and the hole just sits right back here. So this is another one I'm going to show you from the tee where I'm actually looking at the obstacle, not the ball when I hit it for the proper timing. So let's try to get a camera angle here for you guys that you can see where the hole is as well. All right, so you can at least just see the hole peeking out there from behind the water wheel. All right, so it's very close to the center of the tee. Okay, very close to the center of the tee, and you just want to aim pretty much at the right edge of the hole, and it just very gently slopes to the left. All right, so this one moves slower than the windmill, the obstacle. All right, so I'm just looking at it and just send it down its way. So I push that one a little bit to the right, but you can see how it's turning back to the left, and that's a great shot just to make a 2 and move on. You can make this shot. All right, so once I get my alignment set, let's go ahead and just hit it down there. There is a little bump underneath the water wheel in certain spots, so sometimes the ball doesn't roll perfectly smooth. And I wanted to show you, if you hit it a little bit too early, that's what could happen, right? I hit that one just a fraction too early. And you can get caught, right? So just keep your eyes on the water wheel and then just hit the ball down there. And that's how you can make an ace. And that's generally the gist of how to play lane 8. Just play it center tee, aim off the right edge, no problem. Okay, so here we are, hole number 9. Hole number 9 is a very simple hole. There's a mounding here that you want to get the ball over the mound, right? So that one will actually stop on the mound. But the ball, can go back to you, right? And if you just try to trickle it, the carpet's new, so it just doesn't quite get all the way down there, right? So the carpet's brand new, so that's how slow it is if you try to just trickle it over the hill. So you want to hit this ball with the pace where it's not just trickling over the hill, but not too hard. Starting from around the left center of the tee, basically aiming around the left edge of the hole and just send it down the way. The ball, see, this one's actually turning left and that one went in, but sometimes the ball wants to hang out to the right as well. Sometimes the ball, there you go, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes the ball wants to hang to the right. So play with your tee position, aiming at the left edge of the hole, send it down there. Is that one going to turn back left? Yeah, I just caught the funneling. There's a little bit of a drop pocket, very small, but there's a little bit of a drop pocket. Not too much to deal with here on lane number 9. Even if you go back past the hole, these putts are all generally very straight. Just bang them in. So that's lane number 9. Okay, so here's lane number 10. We're going to get straight into it. Lane number 10 is a rebound shot off the back rail for the best chance. Basically, you want to start from the right side of the tee. It's hard to describe exactly what I'm aiming at, but you just want to hit the back rail. And this has newer carpet as well, so you can kind of be a little bit more aggressive with it. Just send it down there, and you can generally get the ball pretty close. The rail's not perfectly smooth, so you're not always going to get exactly the same bounce. But just send it down there. Oh, and then there's those little mounds you just saw there. So I hit that one kind of hard. I just send it down there, and you have a real good chance to get it really close. So as you saw with the second one, there's these little mounds right here, right? So these little mounds, kind of like an American football shape. If you get caught, you know, you can see there's just a little tiniest bit of a mound there. Generally, if you hit a good shot, those aren't in play because the carpet's new. I'm gonna hit a couple more. The carpet's new, that if you hit a good shot, you shouldn't really have to worry about going over those hills. You really have to hit it really, really hard. All right, so just get a nice smooth stroke on it, get it down there. Oh, that one lipped out. So I pulled that one a little bit too far left, but you can see it just kind of corrects. And your ball, you know, generally end up very close to the hole. And that one's in. So that's basically the gist of how you play lane 11 or lane 10. Like I said, your ball can get trapped back behind here. Just rock it over the hill and go in. If you get if you get a really unlucky bounce, you can end up here. That one's a little bit more difficult. And there's a little bit of a mounding too, like as you just saw with that shot. There's a little bit of a mounding. If the ball, for example, a little bit of a mounding effect there. There you go, there's a good example. So the ball just kind of wants to veer away from the hole. And that's the gist of how you play lane 10. I'm gonna go straight into lane 11. Lane 11 is the lighthouse obstacle. The sides will be blocked. Okay, so you have to go underneath. The shadow there is blocking the entrance. And it's also going to be hard to tell, but there's actually 3 exit points. All right, so here's a lighthouse obstacle. 3 exit points. There's a metal, kind of a wedge shape in there that you have to get the ball in that small middle area in order to have a chance for the ball to get close to the hole. I'm going to show you the 2 camera angles again, one from the tee and then one from behind the hole. Okay, so camera angle is kind of awkward on this one, but basically you're starting kind of like from the right center of the tee, and you're aiming kind of at the right center of the entrance of the lighthouse. Right center, right center.
With navigation skill like that, you will have a seat at the captain's table for sure.
So if you get a good result, the obstacle will have some kind of a funny saying.
That's some of the best sailing I've seen in 20 years as a wiki.
Best sailing he's seen. All right, so there's my results there from the center. But yeah, just basically trying to just keeping your speed good. Like I said, right center of the tee, right center of the lighthouse, and these putts aren't too bad from back here. And this one also has a metal ring on it as well. So that's basically the gist of how to play lane 11. It looks more complicated than it actually is. All right. Lane number 12. This one's placed slightly uphill and slightly from left to right. Multiple tee locations, basically you're all aiming at the left edge of the hole. It's really not too difficult. You have these little spots, if you get a little frisky on your putt, you can end up in these little depressions. These little little star shaped, I guess, these are actually like tiny little depressions and you must play out of there. So we're gonna quickly take you through lane 12. Like I said, you can tee the ball up basically anywhere you want, just aiming at the left lip, and the ball just ever so slightly breaks from left to right. Ah. There you go. I'll try another one. I pushed that one just a little bit, but it hung on. Yeah, that's the gist of how to play lane 12. Anywhere on the tee, basically aiming at the left edge, or maybe just slightly inside the left edge, slightly left to right, slightly uphill. That's lane 12. All right, moving on to lane 13. Here's another one that's a very straightforward shot. Lane's pretty flat. It's newer carpet, so it's a little slow. Want to keep the speed up, and the hole sits right back here. I'm just going to go ahead and get straight into it. General public is starting to show up. This place gets incredibly busy. It's amazing. I love it. I love coming here. I love how passionate the Brits are for mini golf and just Europeans in general. There's many different ways you can play this one as well. I start from the left side. I kind of come close to the left border there. There's a specific spot I'm looking at. You send the ball down the lane. You have to hit this one kind of firm. That was a little bit too firm. But you want to keep this one firm. You want to keep the speed up. Let's keep the speed up. Oh, it's playing a little different right now. Keep the speed up. It's wanting to just kind of drift off to the left. But this one doesn't really play that great. There's a couple of little ridges in here that keep the ball from going perfectly in. The putts from behind the hole are generally very straight anyways. I think it breaks a little bit to the left. But yeah, so lane 13 is pretty straightforward. There's really not too much danger involved. Got some public behind me, so we're going to keep it moving. Lane 14. This one has two humps, and then the hole sits in a plateau area. Unfortunately, this is about the best camera angle you're going to get. This one also has newer carpet. There's a little bubble in the carpet. I think it was unintentional. That's right here. That keeps the ball from going in a high percentage of the time. So just find your teeing spot. The hole generally wants to go slightly from left to right. It's all about the speed. Just get it down there. Just keep it on the plateau somewhere. All right, so you can try all types of different teeing positions. And it looks like it's going to go in, and then it just wants to veer off to the left. You can also try to use the right rail if you want. Starting from about here. Just kick it off the thing, then it'll just kind of swing over. So different ways you can play lane 14. The thing is, just keep it on the plateau. It's not too steep or anything like that, but you just don't want to get caught in the corners. And that's the gist of how you play lane 14. Okay, moving on to lane 15. A little bit of a ramp. Drops off. There's a little ditch you have to jump over. And then go in between the middle two bunkers there. And the hole sits back here. This has newer carpet, so you can be a little bit more aggressive with this shot. It's kind of like center tee, left edge is where I'm aiming. And this hole is plastic, and it will accept a faster shot. There you go, perfect example. It will accept a faster shot. Just don't be afraid to hit it. The putts from back behind the hole aren't nearly as difficult. Just keep the speed up, and it'll slam right in, and it will accept it. Or you have the back edge here, pretty much kind of right center, right lip on those putts in the back. So it's going to keep it moving. Here's the shortest hole on the course. This is lane 17. It literally is that short. It's probably about an 8-foot putt total. You drop it off the ledge here. Little tiny bit of a gap there to clear. And then the hole sits right back in the center. Try to get you a good camera angle here. This hole is an extremely high percentage chance of making ace. Second one, get the camera set up. Got to keep it moving. Got the general public here. So there's a little bit of a knob in the tee. You want to make sure you tee it up in front of that knob. And you're basically just going center cup. Just go center cup. That's it. Just make sure you tee it above the little knob. And there's, oh, hit this little leaf. That was good. Yeah, super simple hole. Just like that. That's how you play lane 16. 17. This is another dangerous, it's a very narrow little gap here. It's kind of hard to see the beginning of the tee. It's very flat, but once you perfect the shot going through the gap, it's a very high percentage chance of making ace. Newer carpet, very little danger. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 camera angles here, hopefully, of getting the ball through the obstacle. And then you should be able to see the hole out there on the right side. Second, I get set up. All right, so there's a carpet line here that I'm playing off of to the left. Just basically hit it straight down the line. Just hit it straight down the line. That was just a little bit short. Left of the carpet line. Straight down the line. You got to keep the speed up a little bit because it's newer carpet. That was also good. That was a good shot. The ball was in the way. Yeah, so it's newer carpet. The danger, not much. So the carpet line, keep it right on line. The ball's always gonna end up, and there's a little bit of a drop pocket on the left side of the hole. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the final hole, hole 18. The sides will be blocked. You must use the chute here. All right, so go up the ramp, around the side, and it just shoots out. It's quite random. It can go in. I've never made it yet. But that's basically the gist of 18, is wherever it shoots out, spending the time to learn all the different possible outcomes from down here. Okay, so we're gonna get straight into it. One second. All right, there we go. So you start anywhere on a tee, hit it very aggressively through there. I'm trying to get the ball to roll smoothly as possible to get the fastest rollout. All right, so it shoots out. That one touched the hole, but give it a chance to come off the back rail and get it slightly close. The putts from behind the hole really aren't that bad. But you can see, just try to get it through there as fast as you can to give yourself the best chance. Let's get the ball shooting out of there. All right, so the carpet's new on this one as well. So most of these putts, pretty simple. Whoops. This is like right center. The same thing with this one as well, right center, and in. All right, that's how you play